Today, we cover Hjaalmarch in Skyrim and all of its unmarked locations. In case you haven't seen our series before, unmarked locations are locations that aren't marked on the map but usually have a name in the back files, or they're significant enough to the community that they deserved a name. We've already covered Eastmarch, Falkreath, The Pale, Hofingar, and Winterhold. So if you enjoy this content, maybe go check those out and consider subscribing, because there's a lot more on the channel and more on the way. Also, if you could just take a second to like the video, we'd appreciate it. It really helps out the channel immensely. Enjoy.
A quiet location near Chillwind Depths, you can expect to stumble across the adventurer's campsite. This abandoned camp, tucked into the rugged terrain, offers a glimpse into the lives of 3 adventurers who set out to uncover the mystery behind recent caravan attacks in the area. The camp itself is nothing grand, with little more than basic supplies, some food, a few weapons, and scattered clutter. A knapsack and a satchel add to the impression of a group prepared for the hardships of the road. The most notable discovery here is the adventurer's journal, which chronicles their intentions to investigate the dangers lurking nearby. Their courage starkly mixed against the camp's now deserted state. While the site holds no dramatic treasures, its simplicity and narrative weight make it memorable. The absence of the adventurers themselves leaves a lingering question. Did they meet their fate within the perilous depths of Chillwind, or fall victim to the same forces they sought to confront? One can expect to find this lonely scene along the road southeast of Dragon Bridge. A merchant's wagon lies overturned, surrounded by tragedy. The lifeless bodies of a married couple, a red-guard woman and a Nordic man, and their fallen horse. The sad evidence of their demise points to a brutal ambush by the Falmer. The aftermath tells a sorrowful tale. Falmer arrows pierce the couple, and a severed Falmer ear lies near the woman, gossiping at a desperate struggle before they succumbed. Among the wreckage, the woman's merchant's journal reveals her apprehension about traveling through the perilous wilderness to begin with, a fear that tragically came true. The wagon itself holds little value, save for a knapsack containing a skill book and a few humble belongings. This tragedy has drawn the attention of a group of adventurers who have ventured toward the nearby Chillwind Depths in search of answers, or perhaps retribution, against the Falmer who staged the attack. The location's proximity to the infamous cavern reinforces the ominous presence of the Falmer in the region, a constant threat to travelers daring to traverse Skyrim's wild roads.
This burial ground is hidden away southeast of Morthal amidst the marshy and mysterious terrain of Hjaalmarch. This Nordic burial mound harbors some seriously dark secrets. One could already guess that a black arts burial ground paints a odd picture. You'll find a necromancer impaled to a table by a dagger, a reminder of the dangerous arts that drew them to this place. Nearby, you can claim the Staff of Revenants, a potent artifact of necromantic power. The site also hosts an animated skeleton rising to defend its domain, and various scattered treasures, including the illusion skill book, The Black Arts on Trial. Who knows what exactly went down here? Why is this necromancer impaled to the table? Some form of ritual or something else? A site hidden southeast of the abandoned shack and west of Ustengrav, these crumbled remains of a once grand Nordic tomb now lie overgrown with foliage. Among the ruins lies a draugr, forever trapped beneath the fallen stones, an indication of the tomb's collapse. On the draugr's body rests the sneak skill book Sacred Witness. Nearby, a burial urn and a locked chest offer further rewards for those willing to explore the site's scattered remains. The mound's stillness has this eerie vibe, like it's hiding some kind of danger just under the surface. The only sound is the wind cutting through the overgrown plains. Coming across old ruins like this always gives the environment a personal touch in my opinion, and it makes me wonder why the previous settlers ever let it go to the wayside.
Are you surprised another hold has another unmarked dead mammoth location? You shouldn't be. This unmarked spot is located southwest of Morthal, near the river, and east of Dead Man's Respite. By the side of a dirt path, a mammoth lies lifeless, felled not by hunters or giants, but by the raw force of nature, a bear. The mammoth's massive body rests near the riverbank, its majesty now subdued in death. Beside it lies the bear, perhaps exhausted or victorious after the ferocious struggle. A moment of brutal survival etched into the landscape. The scene is silent, save for the ambient sounds of the wilderness, giving off somewhat of a somber mood. At least this mammoth died by a force of nature though. These dragon mounds are always so serene, aren't they? This mound is a site sitting west of Miko's shack near the gentle flow of the Karth River. Shrouded by the dense forest and the region's rugged beauty, this ancient burial mound stands as a solemn monument to the Dragon War and the draconic legacy that continues to shape Skyrim's destiny. During the quest's diplomatic immunity, the mound is reawakened, serving as a site of another ominous resurrection. The once quiet mound bursts open, releasing one of his long slumbering kin back to the skies of Tamriel. This moment ties the mound's ancient history to the unfolding events of the present, heightening the tension of the Dragonborn's journey. Its location amidst the natural splendor of the Karth River forest adds a nice difference to the mound's ominous purpose. The tranquility of the surroundings is interrupted by the stirring of an ancient power, a nudge of Skyrim's precarious balance between beauty and danger.
I know that you guys love the dragon mounds. Don't worry, we don't have too many this time. South of Morthal, near the ruins of the Labyrinthian, you'll find this fascinating dragon mound. It's just another mound, as you can see, where a dragon will inevitably pop out during Alduin's crusade through the landscape. But there's also a moonstone ore vein tucked into the mound's side, if you're into that stuff. The jagged cliffs and sweeping views of the peaks make the whole place feel more epic. Like all dragon mounds, it's a spot where ancient powers rise again to test today's heroes. Perched on a bluff west of Dead Men's Respite, this dragon mound is another relic from the Dragon War. It stays quiet until it's awakened during the diplomatic immunity quest, when Alduin's influence starts bringing dragons back. Nearby, you'll find an iron ore vein here, a little something practical for anyone stopping by. This place does have some pretty incredible views though.
This burial mound is a curious and unassuming site nestled near the Apprentice Stone. Despite its ominous name, this half-flooded Nordic barrow holds no draugr to menace adventurers. Instead, its current inhabitants are far less sinister. A large number of mudcrabs that have claimed the ancient ruins as their home. Easy enough. The mound, overtaken by the encroaching swamp, reflects a passage of time as nature reclaims what was once a solemn resting place. Within the ruins, a novice-locked chest and a potion await discovery, alongside the lock-picking skill book, The Locked Room, offering tangible rewards for those who choose to venture into the murky depths. Its quiet desolation and modest treasure, along with the grandeur and danger of other Nordic ruins, makes the draugr burial mound a location of subdued intrigue. So get out there and pay it a visit if you're looking for a random cool place to visit on your next playthrough.
I mean, with a name like Ghost Barrow, it's pretty obvious there's a ghost involved, right? This Nordic tomb tucked northeast of Kynareth ruins has a spooky vibe and some solid rewards for anyone who's up for solving its mystery. The entrance is locked with an adept level trapdoor, so you need to be ready for that. But the real kicker, you can't even get inside without first completing the creepy mini quest at Kynareth ruins. To kick things off, you have to wait around at the ruins between 8 PM and 4 AM. That's when a ghost shows up, completely chill and non-threatening, and it'll lead you straight to the barrow. Once there, you'll run into a group of bandits who've claimed the place for themselves. One of them even has the block skill book, A Dance in Fire, book number 2, which makes the whole encounter even better. Inside the barrow, you'll find the grave of a long-dead Nordic warrior. There's some decent loot here, an enchanted weapon, a silver necklace, leveled treasure, and a staff. But if you decide to fight the ghost itself, the rewards get even better. You can snag a full set of ancient Nordic armor and weapons from his remains.
This is quite the scenic encampment perched in the southeast reaches of Hjaalmarch, near the border of Whiterun Hold. This site serves as a temporary refuge for 2 hunters who have braved the wilderness to live off the fat of the land. The camp is outfitted with simple comforts: a crackling campfire, sturdy tents, bedrolls, and a few knapsacks containing the essentials of survival. Its placement atop the summit offers sweeping views of the surrounding terrain, embodying the raw beauty and solitude of Skyrim's wilderness. However, the serenity is not without danger. A frost troll roams nearby, a looming threat to the hunters and any who venture too close. Its presence underscores the precarious balance of survival in Tamriel's wilds, where the line between hunter and hunted is often blurred. Also, what's with the frost trolls always being so close to the hunters' encampments? This place is a Stonehenge-esque site located east of Dragon Bridge, nestled along the rocky cliffs above the Karth River. Here, the remnants of a small Nordic ruin serve as a backdrop for a cool enough scene of alchemical experimentation and dark magic. A lone mage has claimed the henge, setting up an alchemy lab and conjuration circle amidst the weathered stones. At the heart of this sinister illustration lies the lifeless body of a woman. an unsettling testament to the mage's evil pursuits. On the alchemy lab, a bowl of ingredients awaits, ready to produce a restore health potion, while the alchemy skill book, Manmarco, King of Worms, offers insight into the darker practices of Tamriel's magical arts. Despite its shadowy atmosphere, the site holds little material value beyond its alchemical components and the skill book. The haunting presence of the mage, the desolate ruins, and the sad beauty of the Karth river below create a compelling story, blending the natural with the arcane. I don't know though, maybe it's best to leave the mage and let him do his thing.
This bandit hideout sits right on the banks of the Karth River, just east of Dragon Bridge and not too far from the mysterious Karth River henge. It's a small camp that blends perfectly with the wild. The main draw here is a locked chest that's guarded by a few bandits. Next to it, you'll find the block skill book Warrior. Quick question, how many of you have actually leveled up block all the way? Is it even worth the grind? Honestly, the camp might look simple, but don't let that fool you. The bandits here will defend their loot like their lives depend on it. Because, well, they kinda do. Even if you're not hyped about the block skill book, the views from the spot are totally worth a visit. Trust me.
Are you a fan of Sabre cats? Me neither. Sabre Cat Rock is a perilous ambush site nestled near standing stones at the border of Hjaalmarch and the Reach. This rough outcropping, shaped by the wilderness, is a testament of the risks faced by travelers and hunters alike. The site is guarded by two saber cats, fierce predators lying in wait for unsuspecting prey. Scattered evidence of their success includes the remains of an ill-fated hunter, whose belongings, though sparse, offer rewards for the bold. Among the loot are a coin purse, a satchel, and the one-handed skillbook 2920 Volume 1 Morning Star, a decent enough incentive to venture here. The harsh, untamed beauty of the surrounding landscape heightens a sense of danger, with the standing stones serving as a silent witness to the ambushes that have unfolded here. Sabre Cat Rock embodies the wild heart of the game, yet it's easy enough to tackle if you need a free skill point.
This shrine is a peaceful little spot tucked north of Brood Cavern in the middle of Skyrim's wilderness. Dedicated to Kynareth, the goddess of nature and the skies, it's the kind of place that just feels calm and inviting. A perfect stop for anyone needing her blessings or looking for a quiet moment to reflect. The shrine itself sits on a simple altar, blending so effortlessly into the landscape it feels like it's always been there. It's the kind of spot that makes you think about how connected we are to nature, which is totally Kynareth's vibe. And the views from the bluffs make it even better. It's the perfect mix of peaceful and inspiring. Every time I come across a shrine like this, it takes me back to those early Elder Scrolls playthroughs, when finding shrines felt like a big deal. There's just something special about stumbling on places like this for the first time.
Single Hunter Camp is a refuge tucked along the path leading toward North Cold Rock Pass. North of the pass, this small encampment serves as a quiet haven for a lone hunter living on the fringes of Skyrim's wilderness. Amid the camp's basic trappings lies a notable treasure, the archery skillbook, the Gold Ribbon of Merit, a valuable resource if you're seeking to refine your marksmanship. However, the serenity of the camp is deceptive as a frost troll prowls nearby, posing a grave threat to the hunter and any adventurers passing through. The lone hunter's presence, though unassuming, adds a touch of humanity in my opinion, and I welcome these type of NPC interactions when doing playthroughs of any RPG.
This little hideout is found east of the East Empire Company warehouse and just north of the Apprentice Stone. Hidden beneath a rocky overhang surrounded by standing stones, it's a spot that practically tells the story of smugglers who once used it to lay low and keep their activities under wraps. The alcove isn't huge, but it's packed with details that hint at its shady past. Among the scattered crates and debris of the camp, you'll find the pickpocket skill book Purloined Shadows. Another nice find if you're into stealthy gameplay. There's also Danis Valen's journal, and if you're rocking the Creation Club content, you'll find the Necromancer's journal, which adds a darker twist to the place's backstory. It's one of those spots that feels strangely realistic. I could totally imagine hunkering down here to escape Skyrim's brutal weather. It's cozy in a rogue kind of way. This creepy ruin feels exactly like something tied to Falion, the mysterious mage from Morthal. You'll find it right here in the marshlands of Hjaalmarch. At the center of the site is a raised platform that looks a lot like the Necromancer set up in the Wolf Skull Cave during the Man Who Cried Wolf quest. This is where Falion performs the ritual to cure the Dragonborn of vampirism in Rising at Dawn. Spoiler alert, but come on, it's been like 13 years. You'll need a black soul gem to make it happen, so this place plays a pretty big role if you're looking to ditch your undead status. The whole area has this eerie, desolate vibe, like it's caught between life and death, magic and mortality.
Located north of the Apprentice Stone, with solitude visible in the distance, it's clear a red wedding type of event occurred here. Nestled amidst the marshy terrain, this small camp tells a story of unexpected violence and survival gone horribly, horribly wrong. The camp features 2 lean-to shelters with hay beds and a smoldering fire pit, suggesting a temporary refuge for its ill-fated occupants. Nearby lie the mauled remains of the campers, depressing evidence of a sudden and brutal attack, likely by the hostile animals that prowl the surrounding area. Amidst the carnage, a beacon of knowledge can be found in the form of the Exodus, a restoration skillbook tucked into one of the lean-tos. For those seeking usable rewards, a corundum ore vein lies on the northern side of the pond, offering a small but valuable resource. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. My favorite unmarked locations are those that offer skill points. Enjoy.
Does the dead horse make this place feel creepy? Yeah, I'd say so. You'll find this grim little scene in the wilds north of the Shrine of Mehrunes Dagon and southwest of Dawnstar. It's one of those unmarked spots that really shows how dangerous Skyrim's roads can be, even for someone who thought they were ready for anything. Here, a mage traveling by wagon didn't stand a chance against 2 bandits who ambushed them. The mage is long gone, but their wagon is still here, littered with alchemy supplies and potions that hint at their trade. The mage's story might be over, but their belongings and the dangers of the road tell the rest of what's left. Make sure you're subbed, because we're covering the Reach next, and it has some pretty interesting locations. Remember guys, enjoyed time is never wasted time, and we'll see you in the next.